Good evening, everybody. It's your brother VanSilk. I'm on the early check-in. Got on the Illmatic t-shirt. I'm okay. How you doing? Rocking the Hip Hop Fundamental beats. Listen, don't forget tonight, 8 p.m. right here, live. Got my girl Sparky D. We're going to be chopping it up. And some special guests that's going to come in. But I just got off my YouTube page. And I just had a conversation on my YouTube channel. And if you click the link in my bio, you can join my YouTube channel. I'll be posting stuff up there. But today I want to give out my top 10 podcasts because I watch a lot of YouTube. And I like some of the platforms that they have on YouTube. And they're different. Now, you have a lot of stuff on YouTube that's fake garbage, fake headlines, nerds. You got a lot of bimbos and nerds and a lot of bullshit on Facebook. Not Facebook, on YouTube. And I like to give what I like. And I'm going to, after I make this post, I'm going to tag in everybody that I like. So you could follow them on a page and join their YouTube channel. I'm not going to post everybody's YouTube channel. I'm going to tag everybody's Instagram page. But first off, in fact, I don't like listening to radio, even though I like to keep up what's going on in music. Well, I like to at least know what's going on with some of the rap I can't listen to, but I'm not knocking it. I definitely listen to Sirius Radio, K-Slay Shade 45, Wednesday night. I listen to LL Cool J Rock the Bells. You got Chuck Chillot on there. You got Roxanne Shante, Cool V. You got Grandmaster Caz and Shaw Rock, what they basically talk show. You have Scorpio coming up with his show from Grandmaster Flash and Freeze 5 in January called International Hip Hop. You got Greg Nice and LL on there. So there's a lot of things going on the Rock the Bells Channel 43 channel. As far as comedians, on Instagram, you got to check out my man Country Wayne because he's funny. I don't understand why he don't have a TV deal yet. But he has a lot going on. It's Country, K-O-U-N-T-R-Y, Wayne. Very funny, but you got to catch up. And I like the comedian on Wild Out, DC Young Fly. That boy is like, he could be the next Dave Chappelle. Because if you remember, Dave Chappelle started out in The Nutty Professor when Eddie Murphy threw him in the piano. So that's where I'm at right now. But get into podcasts. In no particular order, I'm going to give y'all what I feel are some of the good podcasts and why I like them. First off, I like to start off with the Drink Champs, which is I don't know. I don't hear the song You and Globe did. No, I haven't. Is it recent? No. But Drink Champs with Nore and DJ Effin, which is a Revolt TV product. I just like the way that they collaborate together. It's a learning experience for both of them because they wasn't in hip hop early on in the game. The guests are great, and it's good that we have these different platforms of different people hosting. Like when Grandmaster Caz was on the Drink Champs, and he was giving them information on how he started. He was talking about how Angie Stone was part of Sequence, and they didn't know that information. Or I watched when Kanye West was on there. Or I watched when just seeing Jim Jones on there and Christie and telling the story about him in Miami and the whole BMF that he didn't know who BMF was. Or I just seen Alicia Keys on, and they was asking her about when Lil Mama came on stage, and she swore up and down that she didn't know she was on stage, and Jay-Z was like, yo, you didn't see that? And just the look that Nore puts on his face is like $1 million of different looks. Like really? You sure? Are you sure about that? So, I watch Drink Champs. I like Drink Champs. I mean, they got a lot of liquor up there, and it's a good platform. Another platform that I like is $1 million worth of game. Product of Barstool. Yeah, Gillie the Kid, former member of Rough Nation, and Rough Nation Records, and writer for Lil Wayne, ghostwriter, and his cousin Wallo 267. Now these guys are cousins. You know, Wallo did this time in jail. He wrote a few books. Gillie's been out here in hip hop, and they have a great lineup of guests, not just from the artists and people from Philly, Rasheed Wallace, and all the people that live in Philly. You know, the new artists that come up, or the Freeways, or the artists that come up after them. You know, they get to parlay with Deion Sanders and Shaq and you know, other celebrities. You know, and that's good when you have a relationship with other celebrities. You can sit down with them outside of the realm of just not only talking to the hip hop artists, but just being able to get people in on your platform to sit on your couch. You know, that's why I like to do conversations and what I do. I try not to stay up on like, oh, what we did back in 78 and stay on 78 and 79. No, I want to know a scope, ideas. You know, what can we do? So when I go to $1 Million Worth of Game with Wallo and Gillie the Kid, man, that's like one of my most favorite shows. I love when Wallo was trying to get academics to talk to my song on their platform so they can work it out. So brothers can work it out. Brothers need to work it out. But, you know, everybody have their own way and how they want to do things. You know, when Wack 100 was on there with Gillie the Kid, you know, I seen other people post on their platform, oh, Gillie the Kid punched Wack 100 in the head. And that's not what really happened. So if you're an idiot and you'll click on that link on YouTube, that person get paid because that's what they do, to get clicks. And I hate that. YouTube need to really put strikes on these people for false advertisement or false titles to their posts. Seriously. Now, I'm going to get to Wack 100, manager for Blueface, manager of the game. I'm going to call him the negotiator. He's in everybody's business. He knows what's going on in everybody's business. He's out there, you know. When him and Academics sat down, when he made the deal with Academics to speak to 6ix9ine because nobody wanted to speak to him, there was a reason. With him and Blueface, there's a reason. With him and K Slay, there's a reason. With him and Baby, of him having a label, is a reason. The man is in the business. Pyru or not, whatever, it's part of the business. When I look at him and Big U from World Star Hip Hop, they probably the only two brothers that can get all these young rappers together. And let's go down to Chicago, Farrakhan House, and have a dialogue, because too many of these young brothers in hip hop or rap are killing each other. And I'm going to say, besides Wack 100, who don't really have a platform as far as a stable house, but I heard he's coming with the Wack 100 podcast or 100 podcast, and I can't wait for that to happen. This is coming from a real OG, okay? I've been in hip-hop since 1977. I seen people come. I seen people go. I worked with all the pioneering groups, the groups after, the group after, and I'm still here doing my thing. What up, DJ Cashville? What up, Sunrise? It's your brother VanSilk. Don't forget, tonight, Sparky D, 8 p.m. right here on Let's Talk with VanSilk. But right now, I'm talking about the 10 podcasts that I like, and I'm going to make a post. I'm going to tag them in it because you need to follow them. Now, when I say Big U, he's with World Star Hip Hop. Big U talked to Shaq, talked to Ice-T. He talked to the OGs. And was a young rapper named Quando Rondo was on Big U's platform. And I heard of him. I said, let me sit here and see what this kid's talking about. And he's talking about how he was a crack baby and how he want to get home from his shows. You know, he do his shows, he want to get home. You know, how these young kids today are just picking out stuff in their music to start arguments, and how he got iron burned on his legs, how he was abused, you know, as a child. And my whole thing is, we need to help some of these young brothers, the little babies, the little Dirks, you know, even Soulja Boy's managers, Miami Mike. You know, we need to help some of these young kids in the platform, because they're dying. When I look at Big you got influence. You know, when I look at DJ K Slay, you got influence with incorporating the 200 MCs with the first generation, second generation, third generation, and fourth generation on the next joint you get ready to drop. When I look at Wack 100, you are communicating with everybody from Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Chicago, Detroit, Texas, all that. You are important, brother. We all can lend something to this. There's no reason that 400 is dead. Most MO3, King Von, Pop Smoke, Dolph, Nipsey Hussle, and should I go on and on? I mean, Fred the Godson died of COVID, but man, all these young guys dying, getting murdered. These platforms are important. And you guys sitting behind there with the power and juice is important. It's coming from an OG. Next, on my podcast that I like, what up, Cashville? I like to say KWAME Brown, Bust Life. He got a lot of people that help support his channel, Self Talk, Damn D, Didi, a few others. And I like about KWAME Brown is because he wasn't bothering nobody. You know, Charlamagne the God and Stephen Barnes, and they all started attacking him about him being a first round draft pick bust. I look at this, the man's been out the league. It's been 20 years. It was basically leave it alone. Stephen A. Smith and all of them. You know, Charlamagne the God was making false accusations about his father and all this and all that. And the man had to come out on his own to stand up for himself. And he's not going to let you just talk about him. You know, and I understand what KWAME Brown was talking about. You know, when he did the fundraiser for the kids and getting sneakers, then you had people coming at him, oh, they ain't Nikes, and they ain't this, and they ain't that, and like he's taking the money and he's doing this. A black man can't do nothing without being accused of something. Why would he want to steal a couple $1,000s when he added money to help buy sneakers? When he's talking about coding, kids for coding, learning how to write codes for websites, that's the most important thing that our kids are not being taught today. You building a website and don't know how to write code don't mean shit. Silicon Valley wants the coder, the person who writes the code. You could build the frame of the website and you could design it, but if you don't write that code, don't mean nothing. And I'd like to thank everybody that's joining me at the last minute. You know, VanSilk Top 10 Podcast. I'm going to tag everybody that I talk about and wish y'all could follow them. Because it's important that we get good information from all around the board, get opinions. I don't like assholes' opinion, but opinion. There are certain people that are not going to validate and vouch for the podcast because they so-and-so. Also, even though he's not in my top 10, I like to make sure that I mention my brother Willie D from the Ghetto Boys. I got to make sure I add that. Because Willie D definitely has a great podcast in what he do. Willie D Live. Got to make sure I add it. I'm going over 10, but I got to make sure I add it because it's important what Willie D do. He sits down and he's having a real conversation. He's talking about real topics. What up, Brother Ron? And this is what I like to do. I want everybody to remember tonight I got Sparky D on at 8 p.m. We're going to join in with our sister Sparky D. Let's talk with VanSilk. Make sure you come back here at 8 p.m. tonight. But right now I'm dealing with the podcast that I like. And, Willie D is another podcast that I like. And you should follow him. I'm going to tag him in. And KWAME Brown, Bust Life. Okay, next up is Kevin Samuels. And Kevin Samuels was a brother that was doing a podcast and was talking about men in the beginning, and then he switched it around to women, relationship talk, and a lot of women can't accept the truth. And we have a problem within the black community. It's like you always want to involve everybody in your situation. And if Kevin Samuel asks you what dress size you wear, you say you wear size 16 and you're 5'1" and you weigh 200 pounds, what make you think that you are really acceptable, to what's going on out here in the world? And you can't get mad at nobody but yourself unless you have a seriously weight problem. If you got a basketball player 6'6" and 200 pounds, and you 5'1", 200 pounds, where's the difference? A lot of women want to call Kevin Samuels gay because he's smooth talking, he wear nice suits, metrosexual, he got his shit down, and if you can't get away, oh, he gay. You know, that's just what the black women do, and I hate to say it, most women do when you get in an argument, oh, your dick was small anyway. You know, the worst thing you can say. It's just like bad karma. The whole hood mentality started years ago with the big booty. Y'all took a 2 and made a 2 a 10. Y'all started messing with the 2s. And the 2s started putting the eyelashes in the weave and I call them the color lenses in their eyes. Okay? And the makeup. And you made them a 10. But you won't marry them, you'll sleep with them. You don't care what they weigh. You don't care if their stomach is out here and their ass is out here. You don't care. That's just how nasty some men are. And some of your men need to get in shape. But y'all created that avenue in the hood. If an athlete got to be in shape, if a basketball player, baseball player, football player, they all got to be in shape, what makes it not known that the regular human being should not try to be in shape and not die of obesity and have a heart attack or cardiac arrest? Kevin Samuels touch on all those topics and y'all get mad at him or he gay. Okay, well, whatever it is, you a hater. You can't accept the truth. Moving on, I'm going to go to a young lady named Dee Dee, who covers a lot of Kevin Samuels stuff on her podcast, and she had a picture. Never seen her video, but she had a picture. She talked and broke down. She breaks down his podcast and the women in conversation along with him, and she breaks it down. She stops. She gives her commentary, and I said to myself, like, though, does she really look like that? So I went and did my investigation and Googled her and ended up on her Instagram page. And yeah, she do look like that. She's a married woman, but the whole point is she gives a women perspective of what Kevin Samuels is having in with these dialect with these women. And to understand that she say being a woman herself, that a lot of women don't want to understand the truth or understand that, listen, we got a lot that we got to do for ourselves as well. We can't just sit up here and blame everybody else for what we don't do. I know when I was growing up as a kid, like I said, I have nothing against women of weight. It used to be one heavy set or one big girl among the 10. Now it's 10 big girls among the one slim one. Like, listen, at the end of the day, you get in the gym, you work out, watch what you eat, and listen, if you're trying to get into a relationship these days, I don't care what age you are. We all gain some kind of weight, but yo, you can't just let yourself go. And that's why I'm going to be on that topic. Check out Kevin Samuels, Dee Dee. They got a great podcast. Playback podcast is two young brothers, Agent 00 and Legends of Winning. They also like to do a lot of recap on a lot of people's posts and give their analysis, which I happen to like these young brothers. They do a very good job in like breaking down what other people do. Fair use warning website that they was attacking, wanted to put out YouTube strikes against them so they can try and get their channel removed. I look at it this way. There's a lot of stuff that go on the internet that people don't correct. And it's good that you got certain people that will come and give the right analysis of it. Like when Young Dolph got killed, I'm looking at so many different channels. Oh, Young Dolph this and Young Dolph watch was on. The owner was here. The daughter set him up. This one did that. That one did this. And at the end of the day, everybody's doing it because once you click on the channel on YouTube, they get paid. You ain't got to listen to everything. Once you made that click and it goes, they get paid. And half the time they put up stuff that's not even relevant to what they're talking about. So when I look at playback, I give these guys 10 stars because they do the right thing. I got a couple more I'm going to bring up. Damn D, he also covered KWAME Brown a lot. You know, got those white eyes. He always eating lunch. He another one that covers and break down a lot of the stuff that happens, you know, not only on KWAME Brown, just in general. You know, because a lot of people don't care what kind of information they put up. They just want to put things up because they know I can get a lot of clicks, I can get a lot of views. And sometimes you can sit there for a whole hour and just watch something that somebody can do in 10 minutes. And you know, you wasted an hour of your life for something that could be talked about in 10 minutes. So that's another podcast that I watch. I like. Albert and Preach. These two brothers, another one who just plain keep it real with their podcasts on YouTube. They do a very good job of bringing the accurate information. They cover a spectrum of different things on their podcasts. And I really enjoyed the work that they do. And definitely support them. They definitely in my top 10. And I think I already covered Big U, the World Star Hip Hop. Like I said, he's the OG, and he talks to a lot of the rappers and people in entertainment. And him and Shaq sat down and had a great conversation. Him and Ice-T had a great conversation. And then I like Academics. He's all over the place, even though he has his own podcast. He's on this other one, Fresh and Fit, a lot. He's always going back and forth with my song on Clubhouse, and him and Wack 100, but it make good entertainment. Right now, him and Freddie Gibbs are going at it, but it's good entertainment. They're not trying to be serious. Freddie Gibbs saying there's nothing between me and Academics that we're going to sit out here and harm each other. It's just good YouTube entertainment going back and forth. And, Academics suggest they do a celebrity boxing match. And listen, it's cool. But I like when Wallo and Gillie the Kid was trying to get Academics in my song to come to some kind of a, understanding on their platform. And, like I said, listen, we all have opinions in what we do. We all have ways in what we do. I watch certain thing on YouTube. I know when to jump out because I said, okay, I've seen this already. They just changed the front cover of the page, or I go to certain pages to watch things because we live in a world that we really got to know what the younger generation is about. I go and watch, a channel just about OnlyFans, how these girls operate and what they do to get their OnlyFans page going. I want to know. I want to know about the guys who call themselves, gurus and wealthy men. I want to know what game they got going on. And then you find some people on there that's living a lie of their life. And it's important because we live in a technology world. So if I'm going to be part of this technology world and what I do, I got to know some of the players. I got to know some of the game. So that's why I put my top 10 out. Now, yes, I like the Breakfast Club, but it's a corporate entity. And you only can get on there if you strike a bell. Ralph McDaniel was able to get on there. Wow. Why? Because of the video music box. What up, Tobin? Because of the video music box documentary that Nas helped with Ralph McDaniel. So that means y'all wasn't interested in talking to Ralph McDaniel, who pioneered the wave basically for hip hop on TV besides your own TV raps, that he just couldn't come on there on any given moment to have a conversation with y'all. Or when my friend Little Troy tractor trailer caught on fire in Texas, he's like, yo, Van, people that I didn't even know knew how to contact me. Even though it turned out great that he didn't lose his life, but I just look at things. Little Boosie made a comment about Lil Nas X. He was in New York, y'all brought him up there. Okay? I understand. If I put it to you this way. With Hip Hop DX does a great job. All hiphop.com do a great job. I try to convince my friend Steve Samuels at sohh.com to come to the table. But you got too many powerful platforms that won't give. You're not giving the first generation no look at all. But what about the Big Daddy Kane, the Redman, all that? They don't really get that look. Or Dougie, they don't really get that look. They have to really be doing something for them to even be entertained on your channel. That's why I'm here, to build my channel for that and move to a podcast, because it's about the conversation. You just can't kick them to the curb. Wendy Williams, I hope you get well. I don't know who's going to replace you, but something that she built all these years, there is no replacement for Wendy Williams. Why can't we have a pioneer or a legend that really been in hip hop and been there? Why can't they have a podcast? I mean, we got to go on everybody else's podcast, and then we got to teach them. They don't know nothing. It wasn't there. And this is what happened when it comes to the culture of black music and black artists. It's like No Jumper. I don't have a problem with No Jumper. You know, Jim Jones got a new podcast called Drip. But you mean to tell me that somebody that's been in hip hop that can articulate a lot of things can't have a podcast where you can still have a interview with the artist in the first 25 years? Snoop can get on anything because he's set in that way. But I can guarantee you, you were not talking to Bone Thugs and Harmony if Busy Bone didn't do what he did on stage. You were not going to bring him on the Drink Champ. I mean, on the Breakfast Club. Nobody got on Fat Joe, which Fat Joe did. But you was not going to bring him on the Breakfast Club. See, yo, it's like you got to do something negative in order to get a look. When Travis Scott sat down with Charlamagne the God, like, yo, nothing against Charlamagne the God. He could have sat down with a crackhead, people would have watched. Because it was Travis Scott. But y'all sit up here and y'all monopolize everything. What if Travis Scott wanted to talk to me? Oh, y'all gonna say, oh no, we need to talk to Charlamagne the God because he got so many followers. Well, he got those followers because he worked his way to those followers. As soon as somebody get a whole bunch of followers, then y'all want to jump on. Y'all want to jump on the bandwagon. Y'all don't want to build it. But I'm building mines. And I'm keeping mines independent. I'm going to own my stuff. So if I get there, I get there. If not, I'm still going to do what I got to do. You don't have to have 1 million followers and all that. I would love to. But that's not going to change what I do in my conversation with you. Like I said tonight, I had my sister Sparky D on at 8 p.m. tonight on Let's Talk with VanSilk right here on Instagram. And everything is being converted to my YouTube page. But the point I'm trying to say, we're going to have a great conversation tonight. And some of y'all are welcome to join in the conversation. And that's just how I run things over here. But like I said, I got to get my rest because I have to go on within 5 hours. And no matter how I look, I be in the bed average 12 to 14 hours a day. I'm being honest with you. I'm dealing with the cancer. And I'm in the bed, laying down, resting at least 12, 14 hours a day. 14 minimum. Like, I just got up to do this, and I'm going to set this up and lay back down to 8 o'clock, 7:30. After I finish the Sparky D, I'm laying back down probably for the whole night. You know, like, to tomorrow. I mean, it's just beat me, and I got to pray for my brother Kango from UTFO. He's at stage 4. And I got to pray for my brother Papa Dujam. He's at stage 4 with prostate cancer, and I hope these brothers get well. But I'm here. I'm fighting the battle. You know, it's really did a job on my skin and the palm of my hands and my hand and my scalp and, you know, the marks on my body, the burns. I mean, it hurts, but I deal with it. You know, it made me darker. You know, my skin is really bad, you know, but I live for it. I live for life, and I appreciate being here still. And I have to go back again for them to check my kidney to make sure that what they seen 2 months ago didn't grow. So those things you got to think about. But, like I said, I just gave you all my top 10 podcasts. I added Willie D because I love his platform. And hopefully in another month I can come with a change. You know? And hopefully that I could add something, you know, to what I do. You know, I need to buy me, you know, a camera. I need to go and get me a whole new setup. I'm trying to get my backdrop done so I can have all this. So, I mean, if anybody want to donate, hey, listen, it all helps. But I'm not going to sit up here and just be on some cuteness or act like you're not good enough to have a conversation with me. I have my man Toba Carson next Thursday. He was partnered with Master P in the beginning. Okay, next Tuesday coming up, I got DJ Hurricane. Okay, next Saturday, I have Rocky from the Universal Hip Hop Museum. The following Tuesday after that, I have the girl Kyle Eustich that works at Warner Brothers Music Group, a senior writer, and her Hip Hop DX. So this is what I'm doing. So I want people to please come on in and join in. And if you want to come in and participate in conversation, I will bring you in. It's about meet, greet, and let's all congratulate each other. So on that note, this is VanSilk Top 10 Podcast. I got to go. Drink some water. Probably eat a salad. And hopefully y'all be here tonight at 8 o'clock with the legendary Sparky D. And we can see what she's talking about and what she's been up to. Peace out.